Good morning, good afternoon, year 10, whatever time of the day it is, we end up doing these bearings. I don't know why this topic always gets a little bit stuck, a little bit difficult. So what I am going to do today is, I'm going to do the first question for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to do question 1 from the exercises. So reader, watcher, do at the same time as I do, take notes, and then you should be okay to go off on your own, all right? So let's get ready, here we go. Okay, all right, so I'm going to do question 1. A ship heads out to sea from port on a bearing of 75 degrees for 6 kilometers and then on a bearing of 120 degrees for 7 kilometers. Use a scale 1 centimeter is 1 kilometer to construct a scale drawing of the journey, and then find the bearing on which the ship has to head back or return to port and the actual distance the ship is from port. So I will get my pen and paper. Now, port is going to be whatever we choose it to be. It doesn't actually matter. All right. So port is going to be here. Now we are told that the ship heads out on a bearing of 75 degrees from port. So the first thing I have to do is from port. Remember, from was the most important word. So from, I am going to construct a north line. So you will do it with your ruler because it will be a lot more accurate. And I will get my protractor, if it allows me to turn it. That's right. Remember, cross at the protractor, goes on port. That's a pretty straight north line if you look at that. So 75 degrees, I will get my pen, and 75 degrees is somewhere there. Okay, cool. Now, just to remind myself, we got told that it was for 6 kilometers. It was 6 kilometers, and the scale was 1 centimeter equals 1 kilometer. So how long does my line need to be on a bearing of 75 degrees? You got it. It has to be 6 centimeters long. So I will take my ruler and I will draw a 6 centimeter line. It needs to be a little bit longer. A little bit longer. Can I do a little bit? Okay, I don't need that. That hasn't gone quite in the right place, but more or less the boat is there, roughly. Okay, you've got the ruler, you can do it properly. Okay, then we were told that at that point it changed course. So if it changes course, you need to draw a new bearing. Every time you change direction, you construct a new bearing. And how do we construct bearings? Remember, always from north. So I got a new north line and measured in a clockwise direction. So the boat was there, the north line was there, and the new bearing was 120 degrees. And as I keep telling you, you gotta remember that we measure bearings in a clockwise direction from north. So we're going to start measuring from 0. So in my case, which scale am I going to use? I'm going to use the outside scale of the protractor. Start measuring from 0, 10, 20, 30, 90, 120 degrees is in that direction there. Excellent. So that's done. Don't need the protractor anymore. And then, how long does that line need to be? How long does the line need to be? We were told that the boat traveled for 7 kilometers on a bearing of 120. So it needs to be 7 centimeters long. So I'm gonna, this is quite irritating, almost as some of you, but I'm not gonna say who, because I don't want you to feel left out. I think all of you are irritating in case you didn't realize that. Right, more or less, you can do a lot better than I can. 7 centimeters long. There. That's a lot better. So, the final position of the boat is there. That's where the boat has ended up. There you go. So we first traveled for 6 kilometers on a bearing of 75 degrees. So it is this bearing here. This was 075 degrees. And the new one, when we changed direction, was 120 degrees. That's looking great. It's looking fantastic. Right, now, the final question was, or actually the first question, we just constructed it, was what is the direction that the boat needs to take in order to head back to port? Remember, port was here. So we were to head back home on a straight line. This is the journey that the boat will take. Not what I wanted to do. I wanted that line there. Okay, but this red line that I think here, no, I wanted to do it better, so I'm going to do the final line in green. So if we head straight back to port on a straight line, that wasn't too bad, that red line, but anyway, on a straight line. And again, I need to measure the bearing from north. So I'm going to draw a north line, there we are, and I need to measure the bearing from north in a clockwise direction. So, two ways to go about it. Remember, the bearing is measured clockwise, so I need to measure all of that angle there. So, what I am going to do is I know that half a turn is 180 degrees. Half a turn is 180 degrees, so 180 plus 180 plus 81, 82. So the final bearing that the boat has to go back home is 180, because that was, remember, half a turn, plus the 82. So the bearing it has to go home is going to be 262 degrees. If it wants to head back home, it will need to change course and go home on a bearing of 262 degrees. And the final question was, what's the distance that the boat is from port? Well, all you have to do is get your ruler out. We get my ruler. We measure how far the boat is from port, which quite conveniently is 12 centimeters. And remember, the scale was 1 centimeter is 1 kilometer. So the answer to part B, how far is the boat from port, is actually 12 kilometers. And that's how you should answer this question. And I hope you found that insightful. I hope you found that interesting. I hope it clarified things. Watch as many times as you need, but you need to practice, you need to do work. It is not that complicated. As Melissa said on Friday, it's actually not that hard when you read the question. Who would have thought? And with those final words of wisdom, I will leave you to do some work. Take care. See you soon. Bye.